a party.
Yeah. I've been down and out all day, so now that I'm up, everyone's wants to see me.
Okay.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the special meeting of the Rotary Club of Canada 1, where we have our district governor do her yearly visit to our club. And we have just met with her as a board, and we'll go and introduce ourselves. We have not that large a group, so we will have time. I'd like you to keep it as short as possible. And then we will continue with the program after that. My name is Peter Denoy. I am president-elect. I am currently and most of the time in the Dominican Republic, and I'll be hosting the meeting tonight. David.
Good evening and welcome all. I'm the president of the club from November through till February, and I'm resident in Cochrane, Alberta, and been in Rotary about 26 years.
Awesome. Janet, could you introduce yourself? Go ahead.
Did you say Janet?
Yes, Janet.
Hi. My name is Janet Stead. I live in on Georgian Bay in Ontario. I just am transferring into your club in the next little while. I'm looking forward to it.
Fantastic.
With my husband, who unfortunately has a migraine tonight, so he won't be joining us.
Oh dear.
All right. Awesome. Tammy Wall.
Hi there, it's Tammy. I live in Red Deer, Alberta, and I'm the club secretary.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Marilyn, could you introduce yourself too, or not?
Certainly. I know that David is going to do a formal introduction, but I am with the Edmonton White Avenue Club. I am your area governor, so I work with your president and president-elects to help them prepare for their year and there as a district resource, and to support, in this case, Ingrid in her role as district governor.
Thank you, Marilyn. And I'll jump right away to Ingrid because we need a little bit more about you before the official program starts.
All right. Well, in terms of, you want me to introduce myself?
Just what club you're from.
Oh, my home club is Edmonton West, and I've been with that club since 2006. I reside mainly in Edmonton. And I'm delighted to be your district governor.
And we are delighted to have you. Again, as you were in Montreal the last time you joined us.
Next, you remember Ethan. That, yes.
Yeah. Ethan, can you unmute and introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. My name is Ethan. I'm a new member, and I reside in Calgary. And I also work, split my time between Calgary and Yellowknife.
Awesome. Welcome. Jim Ferguson.
Hi, everybody. I'm a charter member of the Rotary Club of Canada 1, past president, and I'll be president again for 4 months after David Ware. So welcome, everybody. We've got a good turnout.
Thank you. Kitty.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kitty Butchko, and I reside in Sarnia, Ontario. And for Janet's benefit, I lived in Parry Sound from 2002 until 2016, and I spend half the year in Anguilla, and in a week and a half I'll be in Anguilla, and I know Tanya is going to be in Anguilla in January, so Anguilla is the place to be. I am a new associate member of the E-Club of Canada 1.
Well, no, Kitty, the E-Club Canada 1 is the place to be. Thank you. Ellie, can you introduce your group, pod, whatever it is?
I will let the group introduce themselves, but I'm Ellie.
You will have to yell. Everybody has to yell. You're far away from the mic, so you have to yell.
Okay, yell.
Okay. Hi, my name is Ron Brown.
To get Ron Brown, member of the Rotary Club of Edmonton, Strathcona. Next. Hello, I'm Eileen Pike.
Can't hear.
And Eileen is in okay, I will introduce. Eileen lives in Manzanillo, and she has attended, she's my neighbor in Manzanillo, and she has attended several of our fellowship assembly. Behind her is her husband, Roy, and I really think that they want to be Rotarian. Well, at least Elena, but no pressure. And right next to me here is my friend Judy Brown, past history governor, and she'll be inducted today. She's a former member of the Rotary Club of Edmonton Riverview. Right behind me here is former E-Club member Ramiro Contreras, and he is now a member of the Rotary Club of Osoyoos, and we're currently all in Ajijic, near Lake Chapala, which is about 45 minutes south of Guadalajara. That is our family here.
Fantastic. Welcome. Next, we go to Tanya, honorary member. Tanya, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi there. I'm past district governor from 6330. A little bit of history with this club. I would happen to be honored to be the president's rep at the district conference in 5370, way back, when was it, Ellie? And Ellie was talking about this awesome E-Club she got going, and I thought, well, my God, we're doing the same thing at 6330. We have the same amount of members. You are a little bit ahead of us technically. So we said, hey, we're coming on board. So you guys have decided to just keep me on as an honorary member. So I'm happy to be here. And Ingrid, thanks, especially a pleasure to be here for your district, or your club visit, excuse me.
Good.
Thank you, Tanya. Bryce, keep it brief. You're muted.
You're muted, Bryce.
Just realized that, yeah. Bryce Lambert has been doing services with Rotary for quite some time, but not as a non-member, and was introduced through Peter to the Rotary Club 1, and looking to be hopefully inaugurated today.
Thank you and welcome, even though you have dental issues.
Bryce, where do you live?
Oh, I'm West Edmonton, Alberta.
All right, thank you. Jim Kenyon.
Hi, Jim Kenyon. I'm from Whitehorse, and Rotary about 20 years now, and just moved over from Matera Club to this austere group.
Welcome. Thank you. Jean-Michel.
I am Jean-Michel Copin. I am living in Calgary. I'm a charter member of the club and presently treasurer of the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1.
Thank you, Jean-Michel. Lynn.
Lynn Ternowski. I'm in Stratford, past president of the club, and have been active in projects over the years in Dolly Parton. I'm in Stratford.
Thank you, Lynn. Lou.
Hello, I'm Lou Delacran. I'm a charter member of Rotary E-Club of the Caribbean 7020, and Kitty is my charter president. And I had the pleasure of meeting Jim and you, Peter, at the Toronto conference, and I love the emails I'm getting from the club, and your weekly meeting, posted meeting is fabulous. So
thank you. Welcome to our club and a special meeting. Delvin, you're next.
Evening all, Delvin Standard, your happy fellow Rotarian speaking to you from rainy Chilliwack. I realized this year that the combination of my years in Rotary and my advanced age now entitles me to excused attendance. But I'm not looking forward to that.
Okay, thank you and welcome. Lou, can you introduce yourself?
Is that Lou Spazzeri we're talking about?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was another Lou down in the Caribbean. That's really quite delightful. How many Lou's can you have in one E-Club? I mean, that's truly amazing. I've been a member of the E-Club for some time. I think probably in 2013 when it was chartered. I don't remember when I was chartered. Somebody would have that record. I live in Sarnia, like Kitty Buchko and Tanya Wolf, and that's me.
Thank you. Welcome. Jeff McFarlane. You're muted, or something is not working.
I am muted. There you go. Hi, everybody. I'm one of the newer members of this club. I think I've been a member of this club for about 2 months now, but I've been a Rotarian for about 14 years. I was a former member of the Rotary Club of Okotoks and a former member of the Rotary Club of Medicine Hat. I live in Okotoks, just south of Calgary, and my big claim to fame is my daughter is currently on exchange in Terlizzi, Italy.
Right on. Vicky.
Hi, my name is Vicky Horsfield. I've been a member of the Rotary Club of Canada 1 for 3 years. I live in Guatemala and run an NGO here. And I used to live in Midnapore, just south of Okotoks, when I was a little girl.
All right. Thank you. And great to see you made it back safely from New Zealand. Bill Purdy.
Thank you.
Welcome to our club. Are you there? Bill, can you hear me? Can you say something? No. Well, Bill was a regular visitor at my previous club, the Edmonton Strathcona Club. So, and he's never short of words, so he must have technical problems.
Well,
Anyway,
I know Bill Purdy quite well. He was a member of the Rotary Club of Stony Plain and lives in Oatman.
Okay, we'll hopefully see him later. We'll move on with the program. Thanks for everybody for your introductions. I'd like to give the floor to David, who will introduce our Assistant Governor, Marilyn Mukia.
Thank you very much, Peter. My pleasure to introduce our Assistant Governor. Marilyn Mukia has been a Rotarian since 1998, starting with the Edmonton Mayfield Club, where she was president in 2002, 2003, and held numerous positions, including Youth Exchange Counselor and Host and International Services Director. Her Rotary experiences have been highlights in her life and have included being part of National Immunization Day in India in 2011 for the Polio Plus campaign, and the Group Study Exchange Team Leader to Brazil in 2010. Currently, she is a member of the Rotary Club of Edmonton White Avenue, the club that she assisted in chartering in 2010, where she's held many roles. Marilyn has been engaged as at the district level as well, including a 3-year term as district membership chair. She is in her 4th year as Assistant Governor for Area 7 and is also on the Learning and Development Committee. Please welcome Marilyn, please.
Thank you, David. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing your District Governor, Ingrid, tonight. As we've already heard, she is the current member of the Edmonton West Club, where she has been since 2006, and she served as president during that club's 60th anniversary year. Ingrid comes from a vocational background as educator. She has spent over 25 years in the Edmonton public school system, 15 of those in leadership positions, including being principal of the largest performing arts school in Western Canada. She holds a Master's of Education degree from the U of A and is committed to her own lifelong learning. Ingrid served as district membership chair and board member, and she's a multiple Paul Harris Fellow, Bequest Society member, and benefactor. From a personal perspective, Ingrid was born in Germany, resides in Edmonton with her partner Clive, and is the proud parent of fraternal twins, Christopher, who's in Edmonton, and Kristen in Houston. She enjoys family time, hiking in the Rockies near Canmore, attending the symphony and live theater, and dancing the tango. She also practices mindfulness meditation. As District 5370 Governor for 2018-2019, Ingrid is confident that by working hand in hand with the clubs across our district, she'll help to connect, collaborate, and create positive change. She seeks to increase membership, promote peace through Rotary, and unite our district to be the inspiration. Your District Governor, Ingrid.
Thank you, everyone. I'm delighted to be here today, and I was really enjoying our conversation with the executive. So many interesting things that the E-Club is doing that I really wasn't quite aware of, particularly the service projects. As your district governor, I bring greetings on behalf of our Rotary International President, Barry Razin, and also I'm going to share some of my highlights that I would like to accomplish during my year as governor. Now, I'm going to try to share my screen. I do have a slideshow that I'd like to show. We have practiced a little bit, but you have to please bear with me, so I hope that this is all going to work. So I can't seem to get it up right now, even though we did practice.
When you click on share and you have a PowerPoint presentation, after you click on share, just open your PowerPoint presentation.
That's what I'm trying to do. I can't seem to locate it on my screen.
Then try to open it before so that you've got it, and if you open it first, it will appear on your screen when you press share. It should do that.
All right, let's try that. Well, I'm sorry, it doesn't seem to be working at the moment, so I will just give my presentation without the PowerPoint. So what I'd like to do is I would like to cover a few areas about some of the information that we received from our international president, and our theme for this year, of course, is Be the Inspiration. And when our international president, Barry Razin, gave the talk to all the district governors in San Diego, one of the things that was very evident to us is the fact that he mentioned, as members across the world, we need to take care of each other. And he talked about the membership challenge that we have currently around the world. And he also encouraged us to be the inspiration for all of our members in our own districts, as well as in other areas. And when he gave that talk about Be the Inspiration, what really resonated with me was the whole idea of, what do we do when we're inspired? Do we actually have action that we then follow up with those moments of inspiration? And in my club visits, one of the things that I have shared is I've talked about the fact that there are moments that we are inspired, and sometimes we act and sometimes we do not. There was a moment of inspiration that I had, that when I realized that I wanted to work on peace building for our district. I also share about a time that I visited a school project in another country. And you know, I cried while I was holding a teacher in my arms because she was explaining to me the overwhelming responsibility that she had in her situation. And then I also, more recently, was inspired by a speaker at our conference in Toronto. And I'd like to talk about that a little bit with you. So I'm going to ask you to imagine a young girl that you know. It could be a daughter, it could be a neighbor, it could be a friend down the street, who is 14 years of age. So hold that moment in your mind for a moment. Terari Trent, living in Zimbabwe, at 14 was a forced child bride. By the time she was 18, she had 4 children. And into her village came a woman missionary. And this woman missionary gathered the young women together and asked the young women to talk about their hopes and dreams. Terari, being shy as she was, did not say anything. And this woman of light, as she described her, came up to her and said, I have not heard your dream. What is your dream? And Terari whispered to her, my dream is to get an education in America. Almost impossible if you think about it. And yet this woman of light looked at her and said, you know, if you really believe that dream, it can come true. So Terari went home and told her mother about this woman of light that had visited them that day. Her mother said to her, bury your dream in the dirt. There was a belief in their village that if you buried your hopes and dreams in the dirt, they would flourish somehow. And for the very same reason, they buried the umbilical cords of young babies into the dirt as well. So, you know, Terari did that. She wrote down her dream and she buried it in the dirt outside her village. And there it remained for many years. And you might wonder what happened. Did she forget her dream? She did not. Terari managed to finish high school in Zimbabwe, and then with some assistance and some scholarships, she finished up going to the United States and ended up having her PhD, earning her PhD from Western Michigan University. But the part of that also is that was so inspiring to me is not just her determination and her bravery, but all along she had 4 children and she looked after those children. She's written a book called The Awakened Woman. And in that book, she writes about her struggles, but she also talks about the importance of people sharing their hopes and dreams with one another. So you might be wondering, as you are all around the world, really, as you're listening today to me, why am I telling you this story about someone in Zimbabwe? Well, I'm telling you this story because A, it inspired me, and secondly, I believe that as Rotarians, we make some of those lost hopes and dreams come true. I believe that Rotary gives us a purpose in our lives because we know together we have this profound influence to change communities as well as individuals. And when I was preparing for my role as district governor, as past district governor Ellie and past district Judy would know, you know, you think about it. Why am I doing this? And what do I hope to accomplish? And how am I going to work with the members in our district? And I decided that we needed to have a vision. We needed to have a plan. And so we have, for the first time in many years, we have an integrated strategic plan. And I'm going to share some of that with you in my next comments. And one of the first things that we need to look at and think about is that whole idea of membership. I'm so delighted when Ellie was telling us that there's new members coming into your e-club. And one of the things that is a challenge for us, particularly in North America, is that membership is declining in North America. It's booming in Asia and in India, but in North America it is declining, as well as in our own district. And so when I looked at my statistics that district governors get July 1st, 2018, I realized that we were down about 110 members. I had set a goal of 50 net gain as well as 3 new clubs. So that means that we need to attract and engage members this coming year of 160, which is about 3 new members per club. And I'm very happy to realize that the e-club already is meeting that goal. So good for you. I believe that membership is really the heart of our district. And the backbone of our district, of course, is our foundation. And we know that all the donations that we give to the foundation end up in some way with our service projects. One of the other things that we realize is that across the world, Rotary supports the End Polio campaign. And we are almost there. We are at 99.9%, as many of you know, I'm sure. When we started this campaign, there were 350,000 cases per year. Last year, we only had 21. This year, we started out with 11, and we're now at about 17. We are going to eradicate this disease. It's one of the most amazing things that Rotarians are going to accomplish. And you might be interested to know that our own district has donated $152,846 last year to the End Polio campaign. One of the other things that I share with some of our club visits, and that it did involve a video that I will not be able to show you, but I will tell you about it, is I connected with a professor who came to the University of Alberta this year, and he talked about the End Polio campaign. And he also talked about the history of polio, because that was his research project. And I was so intrigued by his lecture that I actually stayed in touch with him. And I did some research on my own about some of the work that he has done about polio. And I came across a report that I needed special permission that I could share with our club visits. And Jim has seen this, but I will tell you about it. What it is, it's actually a short clip of Elvis Presley. You might be surprised. Elvis Presley and talking about End Polio. So all those years ago, there was already an interest in trying to assist to end the polio campaign. I know that we will definitely eradicate this disease. And I think it's going to be an amazing humanitarian feat for all of us. One of the other things that's in this strategic plan is our whole idea of public image. And it's, as an e-club, I'm sure that, as you were saying, you know, one of your challenges is that everything that you do is to be online. I feel that some of our communities do a good job of sharing the good work that Rotary does, but I also think that some communities could do a better job. And particularly in the urban corridor, the whole capital city region. There are so many agencies that vie for attention and for donations, and I think that the good work that Rotary does sometimes is just hidden. You know, I think Rotarians have been these kind of unsung heroes that just kind of go about and do their good work, but actually not always share the information with others. And I think we can do a better job of that. And we can also talk about our youth programs, highlight those. We have some excellent, excellent youth programs. We have some excellent leadership assemblies and professional development opportunities in our district. Those are all things that we can be proud of and that we should share. One of the other things that I am most passionate about that I would like to talk about now for the next few minutes, and some of you may have heard about this, is I have set a new direction and incentive for our district, and that is for us to become a peace builder district. Now you might wonder, what does that exactly entail? Those of you who were at our district conference will remember that I did share and explain about that. My feeling is that there's a time now in our world where we have to look at peace building initiatives. It is aligned with the object of Rotary, peace and conflict resolution. It also is aligned very clearly with our areas of focus. What it entails is that as a district, we would donate and support the peace centers. And the peace centers offer programs for peace scholars where they can either get a 3-month certificate in peace and conflict resolution, or they can do a 2-year master's program. The costs involved in those projects are covered by Rotary International. We have had, I think about 8 or 10 years ago, we had a man from Grand Prairie, John Lanning, who was a successful peace scholar and who now does his work in the Ukraine. At our assembly last year, we also had a couple of other peace scholars who came and talked about their work, one in Mexico, actually. Susan, Summer Lewis works in Mexico and in Colombia. And then Stephanie Woolard is a peace scholar graduate who was at our conference and talked about her work in Nepal. One of the things that I wanted to really encourage is to have an applicant from our district for a Peace Scholar program this year. And we were able to sponsor a young woman who agreed, and she did an application for the 3-month Peace and Conflict Resolution program. And we found out just the week of our conference that she was successful. So we have, for the first time in many years, an applicant who will be going forward to do the 3-month peace and conflict resolution. So I think that is absolutely fantastic news. What has happened is, in terms of the Peace Builder Fund, it works out to about $500 per club. And we've had a number of different clubs that have stepped forward. And our Peace Builder Fund is growing beautifully, actually. And I'm just working on finishing a newsletter where I'm going to be sharing the good news. Like just yesterday, I was at the club visit of Stony Plain, and they presented me with a check for the Peace Builder Fund of $1,000. And I think we're somewhere close to 17 already. So it's just really, really positive. Very, very happy about that. One of the other areas that I'm also encouraging, and I don't know how that would work with your e-club, but I'm an advocate of the arts, and I'm suggesting and encouraging our clubs to have some kind of arts event in their Rotary projects or in their Rotary programs, or even to support something in the arts. So my home club, for example, supports the Yona program, and that is the youth orchestra of Northern Alberta, where young people who would not necessarily have any opportunity to develop or to learn an instrument are then supported by various Rotary clubs to do that. And we had them perform at our conference, actually, and they perform throughout many different events in our city. One of the other things that I think is also really important that I want to make sure I share is I want to say a big thank you to the people that step up to be on our district board and our district leadership team, and also club presidents and club boards, because it takes extra work, extra effort. I heard your treasurer say that it was a learning experience for him, John Michael, I believe, but he's getting there and he's getting lots of help. I know that whether you're secretary or whether you're doing service projects or membership chair, there's always some challenges. And so I so appreciate all the individuals that step forward to do that, including our assistant governors. And of course you have Jim Ferguson, who is actually stepping right up to be our district governor nominee, as many of you are aware, and is busy planning his conference that's going to happen in a couple of years. So I'd like to conclude my comments by a call to action. And my call to action is, I'd like each one of you to think about how you can work together, how you can work with me, with your district team, and your club executive to just, reach a little higher, try a little harder, be a little stronger, so that we will create a Peace Builder district that has a vibrant club culture, that we have new and experienced members who support the foundation, and that together we realize that as Rotarians, we really are truly one of a kind in the world. If you think about that, we really are. We are an amazing organization. I sometimes think we're like warriors, but we do work and we take on challenges because we know that we can make such an absolute, wonderful, profound difference in communities. So I ask you to stand with me. Think about it. Let's stand together. Let's work together, E-Club, Terra Club, because really at the end of the day, what do we want to do? We want to make a difference in our communities. We want to help individuals. We want to help create positive change in the world, because together, and only together, we can be the inspiration for each other and the world. Thank you. Those are my comments.
Jim Ferguson, Jim Ferguson, please go ahead.
Very much, Ingrid, for your comments. I've had the pleasure of working with Ingrid the last few months, and I tell you, she's a completely dedicated Rotarian, extremely well organized, and a real pleasure to be around. I just wanted to expand a little bit more when Ingrid was talking about the Peace Builder District. I had printed something off here just to explain the Peace Builder District. It's designed to enhance Rotary's mission of advancing world understanding goodwill, and peace through the promotion of programs and projects aligning with the 6 areas of focus of the Rotary Foundation, and in particular, peace, conflict prevention, and conflict resolution. So a Peace Builder District is dedicated to diminishing the root causes of conflict, the need for food, water, shelter, healthcare, literacy, jobs, and human rights. One that is dedicated to breaking the cycle of devastation and despair, and to helping to create an environment of security through providing basic education, clean water, proper sanitation and hygiene, basic health care, and a chance at a decent future. So I know that Ingrid's goal this year is very noble. And as far as towards her goal of becoming a Peace Builder District, our E-Club would like to donate $500.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that's excellent.
So
wonderful.
Thank you, Ingrid. There it is. Thanks very much for your presentation, and you're doing fantastic work in our district, and as part of our appreciation, we'd like to contribute to the fund.
I'm delighted. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. I appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
So you are now the newest Peace Builder District club. I'm keeping going. Every day there seems to be a new club. So you are now the most recent and the newest. So thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Jim. Thanks very much, Ingrid. Before we go further with the program, I'd like to give those that came a little later a chance to introduce themselves. So Biswanath, would you be able to unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the people that are here? I can unmute you too, that's not a problem. You just go ahead and talk.
Okay, thank you. Vishwanath Chakraborty, I'm proud E-Club Rotarian for sure. I'm in the club few years, so I am based in Yellowknife. And of course, Yellowknife, meaning we try to work with the remote communities as well in the Northwest Territories. That's from me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, and well, glad you could make it. Then the other guest that is visiting us is Buchi Akpe, and Buchi is a member of Rotary Club 1, the Americans, you know, and I met him and we've worked together on our breakout session in Toronto. Buchi, welcome, and can you give yourself a brief introduction of yourself?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, like Peter said, my name is Buchi, and I'm the immediate past president of Rotary Club 1. I believe the whole E-Club process started with our club. And I'm currently the grants subcommittee chair for my district. Happy to be with you.
All right. Thank you very much for being here. Now we're going to try Bill again. Bill, are you there, or what happened? Well, he's still a quiet man today. What we're going to do next is the three people that are sponsoring the three new members are each going to introduce the members. Then District Governor Ingrid will do the induction. And after that, each new inductee will have a couple of minutes to say a few words so we get to know them a little bit better. Which brings me immediately to Bryce Lambert to introduce him as the member of our club. And when I met Bryce, he briefly referred to that already as well. It is one of those instances where you have somebody who knows about Rotary, has worked with Rotary, but nobody asked him if he was interested in joining Rotary. So I did. And we were talking about what we could possibly do for the 2020 conference when Jim's conference is going to be on. And it went from there. And here is Bryce, who is from Westlock originally. He's been working with Rotary and the Westlock Club on the theater production that they've had for all these years. He is now involved with a company, has his own study, and has all kinds of interesting ideas. I'm very pleased to bring you Bryce Lambert as one of the newest members to our club. Then Ellie, could you introduce your member?
Yes, it is my pleasure to introduce Judy Brown. Judy joined Rotary in 1992. She went to the Edmonton Riverview Club, where she served as club president. She served our district as assistant governor, and in 2003 and 2004, she served as district governor. Her classification is executive recruitment. Before she retired, she has had an employment agency, Harcourt Associates. Judy lives in Alberta in the summer months, sometimes in Edmonton, and now she had moved recently to Pigeon Lake. And in the winter, she spent in Mexico, and that's where we are joining her right now in their home in Ajijic. Judy is a multiple Paul Harris, of course, and Judy is also a director of Project Amigo Canada Society, and has spent many times doing work weeks in Mexico. Judy was our district's first female district governor, who thought that it would be a good idea for me to be the second one. So as she kind of coached me through this whole endeavor, we've been really good friends ever since. Her husband, Ron Brown, as I said earlier, is a Rotarian in Edmonton, Strathcona, and we're very happy that Judy will be joining our club as of tonight.
Thank you very much, Ellie. Biswanath, could you do an introduction of the new member proposed by you?
Sure. New member, actually, Ethan, I think if everybody can see Ethan, I believe Ethan actually joining us, and he's in the video, I see that. Now, Ethan Oatman actually from Calgary. So Ethan and myself, as you know, both are accountant. Actually, we work together. So that's how we know each other, because we work in the same firm, which EPR Yellowknife. Now, his classification will be an accountant for sure, finance or whatever we call in this category. Now, Ethan actually lives in Calgary, so that's where his family is. He lives with his wife and a lovely daughter, Louie, his wife's name. Now, Ethan actually back and forth visits to Yellowknife. So one of the things he's interested, and we talked about, that we can actually help to the communities, because in his job, he will be going to the various communities that will really help us to serve the remote communities. Through our job, we can do both actually. We can be doing job, and we can be also helping communities, because I remember for myself, when I was in different doing projects, I actually even delivering books, I was in different parts, like say Port Resolution, Tuktoak, Port McPherson, Port Providence. So this kind of gives us, we don't go there just to serve Rotary, but we go for jobs and then deliver the Rotary thing too. So I think that will be a wonderful opportunity. Ethan will be interested to that too. And again, being finance person, if financial review and all those sometimes we need in the club, Ethan and myself probably will be helping that area as well. So I thought when I talked to Ethan about that Rotary means, of course, serving above self, and he was very interested, and he thinks it really fits with his motto in life, and that's what he wants to do the rest of his life, to helping others. It was a good fit for this club, and especially in the North, we don't always get candidates who actually are compatible to help with the remote communities. So Ethan came forward. And I think that's a great addition to the club, and that's what I want to introduce him. So Ethan is here. That's from me.
Thank you very much, Biswanath. And Ethan will be inducted as an associate member of our club. Yes. Ingrid, The floor is yours.
All right. Well, it is my pleasure and my privilege today to welcome these new members to Rotary and to the E-Club of Canada 1. You've been chosen for membership because it is a belief that you are leaders in your vocation, and that in your vocation you are also interested in the ideals of service. You've heard that Rotary's principal motto is service above self, and Rotarians encourage and foster that ideal in all areas of their careers and their personal lives. We trust that you will each accept the responsibilities of being a member, and that you will support your club's mission and also be active members in supporting the service projects that are involved in your club. Rotary International is interested in peace and conflict resolution and fostering world understanding, and we hope that you will also take that to heart. Today, you are joining a family of over 1.2 million Rotarians around the world. Fabulous. And as I said in my comments earlier, Rotarians truly are one of a kind in the world. I understand that you will receive your certificate and your PIN sent to you in the mail, but I trust that you will enjoy being a member of this fine Rotary Club, and that we will get to meet one another either online or in person. But to the rest of our people gathered here today online, please welcome the newest Rotarians. Bryce, Judy,
and Ethan.
Hey, congrats.
Congratulations.
Welcome aboard.
Congratulations, guys.
Oh yeah, unmute yourself and give her. I want to hear everybody yell, scream, and holler before we give them.
Yay!
Yay!
All right. Yes.
Great.
Okay, is there an election going on? What is going on there, Ellie? What are you doing?
I do have Judy's certificate here.
Oh, good.
And I want to visit her in person.
Please.
Your certificate for you. And I also have some club honors.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, Judy, could you please say a few words?
Sure.
Come closer to the camera, please, so we can see you.
Places with Ellie for a minute. I was not ready. Well, you'll have to take it later. We'll pretend. So I just wanted to say that I'm delighted to be part of the E-Club Canada 1. I've been a Rotarian for 27 years now, with perfect attendance for 27 years, and I intend to keep that up. Ellie's been after me to join the E-Club for quite some time because she knows that because we're in Mexico for 4 or 5 months of the year, I'm not at my own club, and that if I belong to the E-Club, then I would be able to, have that kind of attendance in my own club. I do go to meetings in Mexico, though, and have for many, many years. But I hope to be able to contribute to the club. I know that what you're doing just sounds so exciting, and I'm just delighted. And I'm really delighted to have Ingrid induct me to the club. That's been really special too.
My pleasure.
So I really look forward to working with everybody, and it's just great. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy, and welcome to the club. Next, Bryce. Say a few words because we don't want you to overexert your gums and jaws and everything else in your mouth.
Well, thank you everyone for this honor. My name is Bryce Lambert. Company owner. I own my own production company here in Edmonton. We focus on live event production, webcasting, and video production. Ingrid, actually, we did all 11 of the Edmonton Public School Board school openings just this last year. So we were the
good for you.
To do all of the production for them. So the school openings. We work actually pretty closely over at Big Blue there, and with the Edmonton Public, we're a preferred vendor for them. So that's I read that in your bio there, and thought there was a connection.
Yes, I spent many years there.
Yeah. This was our 17th. Sorry, this was our 18th year doing Rotary dinner theater for Bunny and Rich and Dick Arth. We've been doing their full production, sound, lighting, and video for them for the last 18 years. So, and this was their last year. They've decided to move into Edmonton, and it's going to be continuing on. And I know that they have, supported a lot of overseas projects with. Student exchanges and even Rainbow for the Future with some of their water projects in Ethiopia and whatnot. I've actually gone to Ethiopia twice with Leo Seguin. I collected footage for them and documented some of their projects. And I'm really looking forward to be a contributor to Rotary. As Peter was saying, we launched our new broadcast studio. We have a full television broadcast studio that we've just finishing up building right now. And we've got some great ideas for that to help spread some of your messages that you have there and throughout Rotary and whatnot. And hopefully we'll be able to, work that in and make something happen. So
fantastic, Bryce, but you can't get away like that quickly. You have to introduce the rest of your family.
Okay.
Because I know they're dying to be on camera. Now that she can say something.
Now she can say something. So this is my beautiful daughter, Katana. And she's
hello, Katana.
She's a fairly regular attendance at our morning coffee chats. And she's this is my beautiful wife, Pranita. And earlier you saw our dog Zen, and yeah, so they're the backbone to this operation on my end of things. So
fantastic,
lovely,
and welcome to
nice to meet you,
club, all of you. Next, Ethan Oatman, go ahead.
Hello, I'm really honored and touched to be inducted into this great club. In many ways, my journey to joining a service club started many years ago as a CPA. The fundamentals of the CPA profession, the accounting profession, is ultimately public service. And I got a great taste of it several years ago when I volunteered to do the tax clinic, which is preparing tax returns for elderly and low-income people. And I really found it was quite rewarding and filled an important gap in my career. During the day-to-day, we deal with a lot of important issues, but we deal with people on only really certain one type of level. The volunteerism that I experienced as a volunteer tax preparer connected me with people on a much different level. I was able to take my skills and apply them and really satisfy someone's need and help really clear an area where a lot of people, and sometimes myself included, are completely lost. And that really kind of ignited a spark in me when I could assist somebody for no compensation, just a donation of my time. And I thought that when the opportunity came up to join a service club such as Rotary, I thought this was a great opportunity to take what I'm bent on doing anyways, but to the next level, and able to do it in a group setting with like-minded individuals rather than just one-on-one. So I'm very honored to participate, and I look forward to continuing to grow and growing the E-Club.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and welcome. President David, I'm going to give the microphone back to you. And just while you're getting ready for that, during our session in Toronto, we had a Rotarian in Wisconsin, and they together made a presentation. And as the certificates are going up, we got to plan that better, because what they did He said, okay, Jim, here, it's for you now. Here are the notes. And the guy gave the notes on the camera this way, and the guy in Australia picked them up on the We could do something like that by sending the certificates early, the president holding them up, and then arriving on the other end. Go ahead, David.
Well, I want to thank District Governor Ingrid for her time this evening to bring us the message of Rotary International President Barry Rassin for Rotarians to be the inspiration. We are fortunate in this club to have so many Rotarian leaders that have been inspired to service above self, and they will enable us to go on to provide more in the future to the world community. Thank you also to Assistant Governor Marilyn, both for her time this evening and her continued guidance throughout the year. And what a wonderful evening when we welcome 3 more members to our club, Judy, Bryce, and Ethan. We look forward to them contributing to the continued building of our club to make it an even more significant force in helping others and be peace builders. Thank you for all taking the time this evening to be part of this special evening. Thank you. And thank you very much, District Governor Ingrid.
My pleasure.
Good. To close the evening, just wanted to let you know that I will stop the recording soon. And like all our important meetings and fellowship assemblies, we record and then upload it to our YouTube channel where you can find them all. And it should be there by tomorrow morning, depending on the speed of the internet in the Dominican Republic. Anyway, thank you all very much for coming. And we can continue chatting, but it won't be recorded, so that may make a difference in what we're going to be saying too.
Cheers, Bryce.